In the relentless march of time and the ceaseless tide of daily affairs, it is all too easy for one to feel submerged beneath the weight of life's demands. Yet, amidst this whirlwind of activity,
don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the like button, and do share with friends.
There exists an ancient and profound wisdom Buddhism which offers a beacon of serenity and a path to inner peace. Esteemed friends, as we embark on this journey together, let us delve into the teachings of impermanence and the timeless principles that Buddhism imparts, guiding us toward a life of equanimity and spiritual fulfillment. Buddhism, a philosophy that has traversed the corridors of time, was born in the rich spiritual heritage of ancient India. It speaks to us of a truth that transcends the ephemeral joys of material wealth and the fleeting pleasures of worldly pursuits. True happiness, as taught by this venerable tradition, does not arise from the accumulation of possessions or the relentless chase after transient delights. Rather, it is found within, in the quietude of the soul and the stillness of the mind. In our modern age, life has become a rapid current, sweeping us along with little respite. Our minds are often restless, racing from one thought to the next, seldom finding a moment of tranquility. We rush from task to task, scarcely pausing to breathe. But take heart, for the teachings of Buddhism offer 6 simple yet profound tools, if you will, that can help us remain centered, calm, and resilient, even when life's tempests threaten to overwhelm us. Let us, therefore, embark on a contemplative exploration of these 6 principles. They are akin to a set of sacred keys that unlock the doors to inner peace and enduring happiness, no matter the challenges that life may present. From the profound understanding that all things are transient to the cultivation of kindness towards ourselves and others, these teachings illuminate a path toward a more meaningful and harmonious existence. So, dear companions on this spiritual journey, let us take a deep breath and prepare to explore how Buddhism can guide us toward greater happiness and a sense of ease in the face of life's uncertainties. Principle 1. Impermanence. Impermanence, or anicca in the ancient Pali language, stands as one of the foundational truths of Buddhism. It is the one constant in the ever-changing tapestry of life. Seasons change, people evolve, even our thoughts and emotions are in a state of continuous flux. Nothing in this world remains unchanged, and it is this very impermanence that defines the nature of existence. To truly grasp the essence of impermanence is to understand that all things are in a state of transition. This realization can be both liberating and comforting. It teaches us to relinquish our tight grip on things, knowing that nothing remains the same forever. The joys we experience will fade, but so too will the sorrows. By embracing the ebb and flow of life, we learn to ride its waves rather than struggle against them. The wisdom of impermanence invites us to approach life with a sense of detachment, not in a cold or indifferent manner, but with an understanding that everything is transient. This perspective brings a sense of peace and freedom, as we are no longer bound by the need to cling to what is inevitably passing away. In our daily lives, embracing impermanence can be as simple as savoring the beauty of each moment without attempting to capture or hold on to it. We can practice letting go of our rigid expectations and remain open to the surprises and changes that life brings our way. When confronted with change, rather than resisting it, we can choose to flow with it, secure in the knowledge that nothing lasts forever. By embracing the reality of impermanence, we find joy in the present moment and release our anxieties about the future. Life, after all, is a journey of constant change from the moment of our birth until we take our final breath. Everything around us is in a state of flux. Seasons shift, relationships transform, and our own bodies and minds undergo countless alterations. Impermanence, as understood in Buddhism, is the recognition of this universal truth that nothing in life is permanent. At first glance, impermanence may seem a daunting concept. We often yearn for stability and certainty, clinging to familiar routines, relationships, and possessions, hoping they will provide us with a sense of security. However, when we attach ourselves too firmly to the illusion of permanence, we set ourselves up for disappointment and suffering when the inevitable changes of life occur. Whether it is the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or an unexpected shift in circumstances, we may find ourselves overwhelmed, anxious, or disheartened. But what if we could alter our perspective? What if, instead of resisting change, we could learn to embrace it as a natural and necessary aspect of life? What if we could find peace and freedom in the constant ebb and flow of existence? Understanding impermanence begins with acknowledging that change is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to be welcomed and accepted. Just as the seasons transition seamlessly from one to the next, so too do the moments of our lives unfold in an ever-changing dance. When we come to terms with this truth, we can begin to release our attachment to fixed outcomes and learn to appreciate the beauty of each moment as it arises. One of the most profound ways in which understanding impermanence can benefit us is by helping us detach from transient experiences. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with messages promoting instant gratification and relentless consumption, it is all too easy to become attached to the fleeting pleasures of life. Whether it is the excitement of a new relationship, the thrill of a shopping spree, or the temporary high of social media validation, these experiences are inherently impermanent. Clinging to them only leads to suffering when they inevitably fade away. By cultivating an awareness of impermanence, we can learn to appreciate the transient nature of our experiences without becoming overly attached to them. We can savor moments of joy and happiness as they come, knowing they are fleeting, and gracefully release them when they pass. Likewise, when we encounter difficulties or pain, we can remind ourselves that these too are temporary and will eventually give way to brighter days. Practical ways to embrace impermanence in our daily lives are plentiful. One simple practice is mindfulness, the art of being fully present in each moment without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can learn to observe the ever-changing nature of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without becoming entangled in them. We can also practice letting go of our attachment to fixed outcomes and expectations, allowing life to unfold as it will, without attempting to control or manipulate it. Another powerful way to embrace impermanence is through the practice of gratitude. By acknowledging and appreciating the temporary nature of the people, experiences, and possessions in our lives, we cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude for the precious moments we are given. When we approach life with an attitude of gratitude, we find joy and fulfillment in even the simplest of pleasures, knowing they are not guaranteed to last forever. Ultimately, embracing impermanence is about learning to live in harmony with the natural rhythms of life. It is about surrendering to the flow of existence, trusting that whatever comes our way is meant to teach us, challenge us, and ultimately help us grow. When we let go of our attachment to fixed outcomes and embrace the impermanent nature of reality, we find peace, freedom, and a profound sense of joy in each moment. Principle 2. Non-attachment. In the exalted teachings of Buddhism, non-attachment is a principle of paramount importance. It calls upon us to release our grip on the ephemeral, the things, people, and experiences to which we so often cling in the hope of finding lasting happiness. Non-attachment does not advocate for detachment or indifference, rather, it is a profound acceptance of life's transient nature and a recognition that true fulfillment springs from within, not from the external world. Attachment, in contrast, is the root cause of much of our suffering. When we become attached to specific outcomes, possessions, or relationships, we tether our happiness to external factors beyond our control. This dependency breeds frustration and disappointment when life does not unfold as we had hoped. Attachment creates a perpetual cycle of craving, as we constantly seek out new experiences or possessions in an attempt to fill a void within ourselves. Yet no matter how much we acquire, the satisfaction is fleeting, and we are left craving more. Cultivating non-attachment requires a fundamental shift in our mindset, a willingness to let go of deeply ingrained patterns of thought and behavior. One of the most effective techniques for cultivating non-attachment is mindfulness. Through mindfulness practice, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. This heightened awareness allows us to recognize our attachment patterns and gently release them with compassion and understanding. Another technique for cultivating non-attachment is the practice of gratitude and appreciation for what we already possess. By focusing on the abundance in our lives rather than what is lacking, we can cultivate a sense of contentment and reduce the impulse to constantly seek more. But meditation is also a powerful tool for fostering non-attachment. By sitting in stillness and observing the impermanent nature of our thoughts and emotions, we develop a sense of detachment from the fluctuations of the mind. Over time, this practice helps us let go of our attachment to specific outcomes and find a deeper sense of peace and equanimity. Ultimately, Cultivating non-attachment is a lifelong journey that requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. By releasing our attachment to external sources of happiness and seeking fulfillment from within, we free ourselves from the cycle of craving and suffering, and we experience greater peace, joy, and freedom in our lives. Principle 3: The Middle Way. The Middle Way, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, advocates for a balanced approach to life. It teaches us to navigate the extremes of existence with wisdom and moderation, avoiding the pitfalls of excessive indulgence or severe asceticism. The middle way is not merely a path of compromise, it is a profound understanding that true happiness and spiritual fulfillment arise from a life of balance and moderation. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it is easy to be swept away by the pursuit of wealth, success, and pleasure. However, these pursuits often lead to a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction as we find ourselves constantly striving for more, never content with what we have. On the other hand, a life of severe asceticism, characterized by the denial of all worldly pleasures, can lead to a sense of deprivation and isolation. The middle way offers an alternative, a path that embraces the richness of life without becoming attached to its transient pleasures. It encourages us to live with intention and mindfulness, making choices that are in alignment with our values and the greater good. By following the middle way, we find a sense of inner peace and contentment, free from the extremes of craving and aversion. In our daily lives, the middle way can manifest in various ways. It might involve finding a balance between work and leisure, ensuring that we take time to nurture our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It could mean practicing moderation in our consumption, whether that be food, material goods, or media, so as not to become enslaved by our desires. The middle way invites us to cultivate a sense of balance in all aspects of our lives, fostering harmony and well-being. Principle 4: Compassion and loving kindness. Compassion and loving kindness are at the heart of Buddhist teachings. These principles urge us to cultivate a deep sense of empathy and understanding for all beings, recognizing the interconnectedness of life. Compassion arises from the recognition that all beings experience suffering, and that, by extending our kindness and support, we can alleviate that suffering and foster a sense of connection and unity. In practicing compassion and loving kindness, we learn to see beyond the surface differences that separate us and to recognize the shared humanity that binds us together. This practice encourages us to open our hearts to others, to offer help when we can, and to approach each situation with a spirit of kindness and understanding. Compassion and loving kindness can be cultivated through various practices, such as meditation and mindful living. By regularly engaging in these practices, we develop the ability to respond to others with warmth, empathy, and care. This not only enhances our relationships but also contributes to our own sense of happiness and fulfillment. In our daily interactions, we can practice compassion by listening deeply to others, offering our support and understanding, and refraining from judgment. We can also extend loving kindness to ourselves, treating ourselves with the same care and respect that we offer to others. By embracing these principles, we create a more compassionate and harmonious world, one in which all beings can thrive. Principle 5: Mindfulness. Mindfulness, a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, is the art of being fully present in each moment, aware of our thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without judgment or distraction. It is a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace, clarity, and resilience in the face of life's challenges. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, mindfulness offers a much-needed respite from the constant barrage of information and stimuli. It encourages us to slow down, to savor the present moment, and to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness. Practicing mindfulness involves paying close attention to our breath, our bodily sensations, and the thoughts and emotions that arise in our minds. By observing these phenomena without attachment or aversion, we develop a greater awareness of our inner world and the ability to respond to life's challenges with equanimity and grace. Mindfulness can be cultivated through various practices, such as meditation, mindful breathing, and mindful movement. By regularly engaging in these practices, we develop the ability to remain present and centered, even in the midst of life's storms. In our daily lives, mindfulness can be as simple as taking a few moments each day to pause and breathe, to notice the sensations in our bodies, and to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. By cultivating mindfulness, we create a space of stillness and clarity within ourselves, from which we can approach life with greater ease and understanding. Principle 6. Right Understanding. Right understanding, also known as samadhi in the Pali language, is the first step on the Noble Eightfold Path in Buddhism. It involves seeing things as they truly are, free from the distortions of ignorance, delusion, and misperception. Right understanding is the foundation upon which the other principles of Buddhism are built, as it provides the clarity and insight necessary for living a life of wisdom and compassion. At its core, right understanding involves recognizing the Four Noble Truths, the fundamental teachings of Buddhism that outline the nature of suffering and the path to its cessation. These truths teach us that suffering is an inherent part of life, that it arises from our attachments and desires, that it can be overcome, and that the path to its cessation lies in the cultivation of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Right understanding also involves seeing the world through the lens of impermanence, non-self, and interdependence. It requires us to let go of our egoistic tendencies and to recognize the interconnectedness of all beings. By cultivating right understanding, we develop the wisdom and insight necessary to navigate life's challenges with grace and compassion. In our daily lives, right understanding can be cultivated through the study of Buddhist teachings, as well as through meditation and mindful living. By deepening our understanding of the nature of reality, we develop the ability to see things as they truly are, free from the distortions of ignorance and delusion.